6,610 pounds. The 274 VFK Cherokee here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan is very portable, half-ton friendly, but with a floor plan that is extremely park friendly and destination friendly. And now with, you know, it's been popular, but since Rockwood and Flagstaff have, at least temporarily, ended production of their V-nose trailers, I think the popularity of this one is going to spike up even more compared to previous seasons, which, you know, if you can believe that, with Cherokee being one of the most popular things on the road right now, that's crazy to think about. Now, these V-nose trailers are really best applied to a destination sort of use. However, you see that by leaving just that little titch of room right there, you can do the travel trailer two-step. You can sneak between the counter and the dinette side there, and you can get up into that kitchen. So it is still easy to get it packed up before you leave, but we have really found that most folks looking for a floor plan like this, they are looking for it for more of a destination use. But you notice the slide comes right up to the bathroom door, so can you get through the whole thing with the slide closed is the question. And the answer to that question is a resounding yes. Yes, you can, due to the extra door back by the rear bedroom. This does allow you to get to the bathroom and the bedroom in their entirety. So even though this is really a park-friendly trailer, it is also completely travel-friendly, which is a hard set of qualities to try to mash into one model. And there was just some really good thought and intention and design that went into this trailer. Because between the newer, updated, like lighter wall decor and these just huge cross breeze windows that you have all over the place in this one, this feels like an RV with opposing slide outs. But it's not, and that keeps the whole thing lighter, it keeps it more affordable, and it means that there's no slide on the door side mucking up your awning and your patio space. This thing just has a wide open, park-friendly patio space, which is very handy for folks who, you know, park or camp with a deck next to their RV. Very handy in that regard, because then you're not, you know, trying to move around the deck or anything like that. All LED lighting. We do have central air and central heating for that, you know, spring, summer, fall comfort package. Above the slide and on the stovetop knobs, you'll find these little blue LED accent lights, and I think they match the decor better now than they ever have in the past since the little, you know, wall panel and furniture update. So you've got, like I said, these massive cross breeze windows right here, just giving you tons of light and airflow. But if you look closely, there's a lot more detail work that went in than just big windows. You'll also find USB plugs and household plugs next to basically anywhere that you're going to sit and sleep in a Cherokee or Grey Wolf RV. And what that really gives you is just that really nice flexibility of always having something like a phone charger nearby, or, you know, a place to plug in a laptop or tablet. Now, I've got tons of light poured in these big windows, so the camera's actually struggling a little bit. The woodwork isn't actually as dark as it appears. Just to give you an idea, let me get up here where there's a little less light pollution. Here's a little more true understanding of what the decor is going to look like, just to give you an idea. Now, whether it's the kitchen counter, the bath counter, the tabletop, they are all a pressed membrane counter. What that means is that there's no seams where water can penetrate those. And Cherokee wasn't the first to use it, but they were the first to go just crazy with it in this category. And you have watched it really shape and influence other brands, even in the laminated trailer segments, you know, in the marketplace. These big 40-inch full extension drawers are something Cherokee started doing many years ago, and they have remained a big piece of the puzzle with Cherokee to give you easy access to the entire storage below the bench seating area, so that if someone is sleeping or sitting there, you don't have to, like, really, you know, stop the party. You can get to everything. And it's actually kind of a neat little sneak peek as to the floor decking that we're walking on here, because if you look, this is a 5/8 plywood right here, and we're walking on 5/8 tongue and groove plywood with floor studs every 12 inches on center below us. Now, speaking of storage, let's take a look at the kitchen, because one of the cool things about a V-nose kitchen is it is just a storage bonanza in these things. On the way, though, we are going to pass this skylight up top. And up here, one thing I want to point out is that you do have this, like, sunshade. So if it is just a screaming hot day and you want to keep that heat down to a minimum, that's a really good way to accomplish that. Now, the top cabinet up here is actually a pass-through. There's a pass-through door on the opposite side of it. As we come down, you see all around the kitchen windows. That's what's really cool about this one. It's got like 270 degrees of window visibility in this floor plan. So, you know, if you're going to be parked by a lake or something, this is an awesome little, like, portable lake house, I guess you could say. And they have added more drawers to the kitchen this year. They turned one of the cabinets that was kind of hard to get to into drawers. And that, you know, may have racked up a little more money, but it's not how much something costs sometimes, it's how much it's worth, because that is extremely useful. And you can see even the drawers are all plywood boxed. Now, more of those sealed countertops, and you can see that we've just got a huge amount of wraparound prep space on this one. You are not hurting for, you know, counter area. And what's also cool with this being a non-laminated trailer, you can have outlets down where they're very easy to reach. And just because, they just threw some extra outlets up there because, hey, why not while we're at it, right? Over here, the appliances. Our stove is flush mount to give us extra prep space with that tempered glass cover, and you can see the little night light knobs kind of peering through the darkness here. Again, they turned a cabinet into drawers to make this a little more user-friendly. Now, one thing, if you look at that cabinet below, it's deep enough for like some jugs of cleanser, cleaner, whatever, but it's not quite as deep as this total countertop on above. The reason being, your battery compartment and whatnot actually hides under the nose of this thing. Because unlike some campers, when they put a V-nose on the front of this Cherokee, they didn't extend the tongue. What they did is they built the floor further up the tongue. So you're going to call this like a 274, but it's bigger in terms of interior square foot of space compared to other members of the Cherokee family called a 274, like the 274 bunkhouse, for example. This one has more space. Now, they used that sort of brick print wall panel through the front here, and it just really puts a nice little accent touch on everything. If I close this up, you get a nice look at those beveled glass inserts, too. I mean, they just supreme attention to detail on this. Every year, they've touched the kitchen up a little bit more on this Cherokee, and every year the kitchen's gotten a little bit better. Now, anytime we have the kitchen on one end of the trailer or the other, like this being the front kitchen, versus a far more common rear kitchen, such as the 274 RK Cherokee. They make a front and a rear kitchen. Most brands only make one or the other. Well, you get great cabinet space and counter space. But what's also kind of cool is I've always felt that a rear kitchen is an entertainer's floor plan because you have room to set out and prepare lots of food, but we also have a very social seating arrangement. Look, we got the sort of cinema style seating sofa over here with the folding armrest. Nice couple little cup holders in that also make life a little bit simpler. We've already talked about how we have the outlets to keep your phones charged up if you need to check something or whatnot. But if you notice, rear kitchens also, they have a very social seating arrangement with inward-facing seating where you can, you know, keep tabs on one another and chit-chat with one another and not have to constantly, you know, neck crank around just to visit. Now, what's cool about this floor plan, where a lot of rear kitchens or front kitchens falter, is they have what I call neck crank, neck wrecker entertainment, where you have to look 90 degrees one way or the other to look at the TV. Well, when you're sitting anywhere here in the slide out, or if you're in this chair, this pushback recliner that you can lay down and sneak a midday nap in, and it free floats, by the way. Because this has an angled entertainment center, you always have easy viewing of the entertainment. If you choose to throw a TV into this Cherokee, you're not going to be disappointed with what you get because you're always going to have a nice view of it. But now, take a look at this. Let me come over here and park on this little sofa. So you're sitting on the sofa. This is the view that you have right here. Easy viewing of the entertainment, but wow, look at this picture window on the campsite side of the camper. You're not looking at the neighbor's camper. You're getting to look at your campsite, the area that you want to spend time in. And again, I do apologize for the extreme lighting coming in through these windows. It makes the cabinetry look arbitrarily dark. But you can see all over the place in this thing. You have excellent visibility here. Now, once again, this is a pushback recliner that will allow you to sneak in like a little midday nap. But, of course, over in the Super Slide, we have some bonus sleeping as well. Now, beginning with that pushback recliner, what's kind of cool, since it's just totally free-floating, if you want to sort of scoot it against the wall like I have here, even when all the living room sleeping is down in the sleeper position, you can still very easily navigate the camper. So, let's say we're a grandpa and grandma, and let's say we have all the grands over for a weekend. You got 3 or 4 of the littles around here. Well, you wake up in the morning, you need to get to that pot of coffee before they wake up, because otherwise you are going to regret what's about to happen. It's very easy to be able to do so. Now, of course, you know, a simple, you know, fold down dinette here, nothing earth-shattering there. You know, and the sofa can jackknife down into a bonus sleeper as well. So, you know, easy 2-sleeper living room, 3-sleeper with the pushback recliner. If you got really small ones, maybe you can squeeze more in there, or plenty of room for a pack and play if you got the little baby in this thing. Now, just another look at the entertainment center. You know, I'm in kind of living room privacy mode now with all the shades drawn. Probably should have done that because it makes seeing easier, but I love the big windows in this thing. Something else they did here, because this has like an interestingly shaped corner entertainment center, there was room for like this extra bonus pantry. So, I mean, not only is there tons of storage in the kitchen, but for that long-term dry storage, that not everyday use stuff, you got a great place right there. Very handy for like extra bedding and stuff for the guests if you do utilize it in that way. Now, we've got a very private rear bedroom back here. That's one of the neat things about a front kitchen. It regains a classic private rear bedroom. And speaking of privacy, thanks to this dual entry bathroom, you'll never have to like disturb anyone sleeping in one of the other areas, no matter where you're coming from. Now, we do have a nice foot flush stool on here to make life simple and easy. Plenty of floor space in here, and as we look above, you'll see an extra large max air vent fan up here to give you superior like whole house airflow. You want to open those big windows up and get some great breeze, you can. They also use an extra large vanity medicine cabinet and sink pretty much throughout the entirety of the Cherokee and Grey Wolf series. So you can actually fit adult hands in there and keep your counter clutter free with the extra vanity. Now we've got a bigger radius shower here instead of a travel trailer tub. So, you know, most of the time you're going to want to take a shower, not a bath, in a camper like this. Taking a look at our private rear bedroom back here. It is set up if you want to put like a swing arm TV on the wall. It would mount up here with the hookups. But because this is not, like, most travel trailers have some form of, like, bullet nose, or people want to call it, like, an aerodynamic nose, even though these things are all aerodynamic bricks. Most travel trailers don't have awesome overhead storage above the bed in the bedroom. Well, because this is a rear bedroom with a traditional square bed overhead, or, you know, over the bed area, you know what I'm saying, you get huge cabinets up there. So you've got like a massive full overhead dresser, basically, and they give you bigger doors to access that, and it's a full cabinet, not just a shelf. They really do all those extra little details. Like you see the fully mirrored hanging closets in here, and you can see through the you know, just looking at them and the reflections in those mirrors, how you have both household and USB plugs on both sides of the bed. So that it doesn't matter what side you're sleeping on, you can always have your thing, your device going. And it also has easy lift bed storage, and what's cool is as we go outside, you'll see this one has like triple under bed storage access, which is very different and very cool. So one of the first questions we get anytime we have one of these V-nose trailers around is, does that help it with towing? And it does certainly help it track a little more true whenever you get hit by that gusty headwind. It'll kind of split the wind and, you know, put, you know, half the wind on each side of the trailer to make this thing not do this quite so much going down the road, to keep it going a little straighter. I'm not going to say it's a zero sway trailer. I'm not trying to oversell this thing. Just simply, it's better than a blunt nose trailer. Now these MORryde steps right here, these are certainly better than a traditional set of steps. Now you see a traditional set of steps in the background. That's your bedroom door. That's what's going to commonly be referred to as an off door. And again, with this being a very park-friendly trailer, they didn't want to put dual steps on here, which could mess with your deck, basically, guys. So there's plenty of room for a deck behind it, or, you know, these are not hard to remove if you have, you want a full deck access. That is also one of the reasons why your outside entertainment hookups are so high off the ground. Most of the time, on most Cherokee Grey Wolf models, your TV hookups will be down here on the darker color band. In this one, they're up a lot higher, because if you do have a deck where you're built, you know, 2.5, 3 feet off the ground, you don't want the TV being at your ankles. You want it being up a little bit higher. We do have an anti-slam entry door, front and rear, with a bigger handle on the front door there. Simple side mount solar prep right there. And below that, next to that front stabilizer jack, we also have an outside grill hookup. So, you know, we're grilling friendly, we're park friendly, we're travel friendly. It's just a friendly camper. And, you know, if you look at it, it kind of looks like it's smiling at you. The front shape of this thing makes it look like it has a face. Now, you see these two front compartment doors down here. What's kind of cool about that, guys, is because the V-nose envelops where your propane and battery would normally be, this has protected propane and battery storage. That's your tanks, your propane, your battery are still up front. They're just protected away from the sun, wind, rain, snow, travel debris, the worst of it anyway. Now, we do have enclosed holding tanks on these Cherokee campers, so if it is going to dip below freezing overnight, your tanks are going to have that extra protection. If it's going to hard freeze, guys, meaning it's going to stay below 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 Celsius, you will want to definitely get the camper winterized, but that's true of almost anything. Out here next to your sewer station, you do have a individually switched, very bright white light, so that if you do need to get out here to your dump station, you can see what you're doing at night, but you can do it only, you can flip that light on only when you need to, so you don't disturb the neighbors. It's just smart. It's just smart stuff like that. Now, this does have a black tank flush, full outside utility shower with hot and cold, which is great if you're cleaning fish or hosing something off. You got a 200-pound rated cargo rack on the back here, and normally I don't fold those down. But normally, travel trailers don't have an additional rear compartment door to the storage under the bed like this rear bedroom Cherokee does right here. And I kind of wanted to demonstrate that. Now, it's not hard to flip the thing up and down, and obviously, you see, you do not need to take the spare tire off to access the cargo tray. Now, the outside awning and speaker accent lighting that we have here, it is one of the areas where the new exterior color palette on this just really makes sense, because suddenly all the graphites and platinums and blues, they just all work together, whereas last year I always felt like they fought a little bit, but usually when you were actually watching using the blue outside lights, it's because it was dark, and I don't know, maybe the colors don't matter as much then. But a look here, the outside entertainment station, all, you know, underneath the awning, so if you are just going to hang out outside, it's race day, game day, whatever, you got a perfect spot to throw a big old screen up on the wall over there. And you'll be able to, you know, do the fist pump and hand gestures through these huge picture windows that you have inside. So, you know, full-length LED lighting under the awning and matching blue accent LED lighting behind the speakers. They just go right along with things like the little Moride stable step blue accents that we have here. Everything just finally works together here on these Cherokee RVs. And I was super happy with them last year. I don't think I could have been much happier with them. At least I didn't think so until now. So give us a call. Hi, Jody. Jody's out here doing some quality inspection for us. We pre-inspect every RV actually before we even let it off the RV delivery truck. And then we pull it inside and put it through a full burn. And then before you take it home, we do a full burn on everything again. So we do everything we reasonably can to make sure you're happy with it, it stays in your driveway, and it doesn't come back to ours. Because the point of this thing is just to go out and have fun. Not to haul it around to a service shop, but to haul it to your next destination. We try to make that happen for you at Haylett RV. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.